It's the most wonderful time of the year. Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
What time is it, Lainey?
It's almost Christmas.
It's almost Christmas. That's right. You caught me and Lainey in the middle of decorating our tree, weren't we, Lainey?
Yes.
What are we hanging on our tree? What are these?
Candy cane.
Candy canes. We've been hanging and decorating our tree and singing some Christmas songs. But do you guys know that there is a story behind the candy cane? It's about somebody special. This time of year we talk about. Who do we talk about this time of year?
I don't know.
Someone special who was born on Christmas? Should we read the story and find out the legend behind the candy cane? Come on, let's go.
Everybody, it's almost Christmas.
It is almost Christmas, and me and Lainey were decorating our tree, and now we're going to read to you a story called The Legend of a Candy Cane. Lainey,
Legend of a candy cane.
The Legend of a Candy Cane. Lainey, are you going to eat that candy cane while Mommy reads the story?
Almost Christmas. It's almost Christmas.
It's almost Christmas. We get very excited about this time of year. Do you guys get excited about this time of year too? I bet you do. All right, we're going to read our story. Come on, Lainey. The Legend of a Candy Cane. Written by Lori Wahlberg. Illustrated by Richard Cowdrey. Let's begin. On a dreary evening in the depths of November, a stranger rode into town. He stopped his horse in front of a lonely storefront. The windows were boarded shut. The door was locked fast, but the man looked at it and smiled and said, "It will do." All through the short gray days and the long dark nights of November, the man worked. The townspeople could hear the faint pam, pam, pam of his hammer and the swish, swish, swish of his saw. They could smell the sweet, clean scent of the new lumber and the deep, oily smell of new paint. But no one knew who the man was or what he was doing. The mayor hoped the man was a doctor to heal his illness. The young wives hoped that he was a tailor to make beautiful dresses. The farmers hoped he was a trader to exchange their grain for goods. But the children had the strongest, deepest wish of all. A wish they did not tell their parents, a deep, quiet, secret wish. None of them said out loud. No one spoke to the man. No one asked if he needed help. They just waited and watched and wondered and wished. But one small girl watched and wondered and waited and wished longer than she could stand. And on a snowy day, she knocked on the stranger's door. "Hello," she said. "My name is Lucy. Do you need some help?" The man smiled warmly and nodded. Then she opened the door and Lucy stepped inside. A long counter ran down the side of the room. Bare shelves filled the opposite wall. In the back were dozens and dozens of barrels and crates. "Could you help me unpack?" the man asked. Lucy's heart sank at the sight of all the boxes. What if they were only barrels of nails and bags of flowers? But she removed her dripping boots and hung her coat on a peg. On stocking feet, she crossed the rough wooden floor and knelt beside the crate. "Please open it," the man urged. Slowly, Lucy put her hand into the box and pulled out an object wrapped in tissue. Round and heavy, it almost slipped through her fingers. Lucy trembled a little as she unwrapped it. It was a glass jar. Lucy gave the man a puzzled look. "Go on," his nod said. She unwrapped another glass jar and another until she was completely surrounded by jars of all shapes and sizes, tall and thin, round and squat jars with lids and some without. Now, the man said, for something to put inside, and he pulled over a huge crate stamped with the strange word, confections. As Lucy unpacked, her eyes lit up. It was candy, her favorite candy. Gumdrops, try some, the man said. She popped one in her mouth. Now she could hardly unwrap fast enough. Peppermint sticks, taffies, lollipops, chewing gum. Wide-eyed, she looked at the man. We wished, Lucy said. Yes, I know, said the man. And here it is. Welcome to Sunman's Candy Store. I am John Sonman. Soon the small store was filled with candies, gleaming in their glass jars, raspberry suckers and tiny lemon drops, brightly colored jawbreakers and long tangles of licorice, pink and white peppermints for church and butterscotch balls for company. Then, in the very last package, in the very last crate, was a candy Lucy had never seen before. A red and white striped candy stick with a crook at the end. What's this? Lucy asked. This, Mr. Sonman explained, is a candy cane. It is a very special Christmas candy. Why? Lucy asked. Tell me, Mr. Sonman said. What letter does it look like? Lucy took the candy cane and turned it in her hand. A J, she said. Yes, Mr. Sonman smiled. J for Jesus, who was born on Christmas Day. Now, turn it over. What does it remind you of? Lucy turned the candy in her hand. She peered down instantly. I know, she said finally. It's like a shepherd's staff. Who were the first to find out about Jesus' birth? Mr. Sonman asked. Shepherds in the field, Lucy answered, watching over their flocks by night. But, Mr. Sonman, what are the stripes for? Lucy asked. The man's eyes grew sad. The prophet Isaiah said, by his stripes we are healed. Before he died on the cross, Jesus was whipped. He bled terribly. The red reminds us of his suffering and his blood. But then, Mr. Sonman continued, the candy is white as well. When we give our lives to Jesus, his blood washes away our sins, making us white and as pure as snow. That, he said, is the story of the candy cane. Is it a secret? Lucy asked. Mr. Sonman looked at her for a long moment. It's a story that needs to be told, he said. Will you help me share it? It was now the depths of December. The town was whipped around by a blizzard winds. For days the sun hid itself, but every morning Mr. Sonman and Lucy ventured out. They wore heavy woolen coats and bright hand-knit scarves, and in their stiff-mittened fingers they each held a bag. They went to every house in town. They traveled to every farm in the country and knocked on every door. In every home they told the story, and they left a small gift and gave an invitation. On the afternoon of Christmas Eve, the sun finally broke through the clouds, and Mr. Sonman's candy store officially opened. The mayor came, feeling better than he'd felt in days, and the young wives came, dressed in beautiful smiles. The farmers came, eager to trade grain for Christmas gifts, and the children ran in dizzy circles. Yes, their wish had come true. Yes, they had come to share in the opening of the candy store, but they shared something more, something bigger, something better. On that Christmas Eve, they shared the story of the candy cane. They told the miracle of Jesus Christ's birth and the misery of his death and the mercy of his love. The end. Hello, my friends. Okay, so in that story, the townspeople shared their candy canes with everybody in the town and told them the story about Jesus. The story about Jesus. Okay, Lainey, who could we share our candy cane with? He's blue. He likes cheese. What's his name?
Louie.
Louie! Let's go share a candy cane with Louie.
At Aqua's house?
Yep. Hi, Louie.
Well, hi, Miss Kate. How's it going?
It's going good, Louie. We
Yes.
just got done learning a story. And
I
this
love stories.
story teaches us a lesson. And we came over here to share something with you. We wanted
Sharing
to share
is
this.
caring, Miss Kate.
It is. We wanted to share this with you. And it is an example for our lesson. Here you go, Louie.
Is that a cheesecake?
No,
oh,
no,
boy.
Louie. Louie. Oh, Louie.
That wasn't cheese, Miss Kate.
No, that wasn't cheese. That was a candy cane. Oh, Louie. Well, boys and girls, I hope you have better luck this week sharing your candy canes with someone and teaching them the lesson about Jesus. Louie, you're going to have to stick around these next few weeks.
Oh, okay.
And get
I guess
the
I'll stick
Christmas
around.
story. Oh, good. Oh, good.
I love
Oh,
stories.
boy, Louie.
Sorry.
Bye.